Greetings, citizens of the internet. I'm Static Buzz, and we're back in the world of Obduction. This is a continuation of my Let's Play series. I believe this is episode 4. We found the code to get into the back door of Farley's house, even though I don't think we can open the front door. We cannot. And now we're trying to figure out what we need to do from here to continue the story. So let's start clicking on things. First thing I wanted to do is look at this again. I kind of looked at it last episode, but I kind of want to look at it again. I'm wondering what that circle means. Because Farley's is over here, so this is where we're at. What does this mean? Is that bus-looking, shuttle-looking thing on top of the mountain there? That might be what they call the tower. Well, no, the tower's right there, so this is next to the tower? Not quite sure. Off. So we got the rail yard, the Bleeder Lake, and then we got a circle right here. Alright, maybe I'll go over there and take a look. Why does it look like Farley's house is bigger than what we're seeing? If you look at this here, it's got the dots. Obviously we came in the back door, but it looks like there's something going off to the side. Oh, caught on something. Maybe a collapse? Hard to say. Might be nothing. Let's start reading. See what we get. Turn the page. Welcome to Hunrath. Please give us a bit of information about you so we can get to know you a little better. Name, date you came from. Please use 4-digit year. Where you came from, country. Circumstances under which you were taken, please note any danger you noticed. Emptied and filed. Alright. Samuel Karen, January 2017. Manakara, Madagascar. I had just arrived and was driving my supply truck along the coast south of Manakara when I recall being washed away and the seed appeared. 15257AH. Not sure what that means there. Male 61. And it's got some more entries of more people. Alright. Cards. Cassette player? Click that play button. Is it rewinding? It is.
So we assume that Shavar, well, the attack is inevitable. We just don't know when. So Shavar and her family, and others she trusts, I guess. Well, they'll arrive when they can, without giving, covertly. So the plan will happen, in spite of our we're locking down as much as possible here and moving everybody out. CW will stay here. And I'll go to Murray at the last possible moment. Most are gone. There's just a few left here now. The mayor got out early. I don't even know why I'm recording this. It's like somehow we'll live on or something. I guess this has meaning if someone listens, but who? A new one? A new arriver? Oh, God, the kiosk out front. I need to update that message.
Okay. Oh, we're turning it over? That's interesting. Alright, probably have to
We all lost everything.
Oh, thought I'd have to rewind, guess not.
Everything but our stories. And they shouldn't be forgotten. I was 3. It was April of 1983. Cecil, it was 1870 for you. Sam and Vera, you tell it like it was yesterday, but it's been 62 years since you saw that blast of light. And that's where all of our news stories began, that light. It streaked across the sky, mesmerizing, but unnerving. Some of you were alone, I wasn't. My dear grandma, God bless her, rejoiced as if it was some forebearer of good fortune. Vera, you said you recall smiling. None of us understood. But, well, we followed. Whether it was in the deep woods like Cecil or right outside town like Jane and Jenny, we were drawn to see more. Grandma lifted me from the carriage on the porch and walked into the yard so we could watch it unobstructed. Even in daylight, Joseph, you said, was gloriously bright. But in the twilight, it was spellbinding. And we all felt some kind of trepidation, and yet attraction as we approached it, and it approached us. So close, so radiant, and sound deep and vibrant, organic. You all remember, there was no turning away. It advanced, almost like purposefully spinning slowly until, well, it found it.
I didn't think I needed to.
Watching the sunrise. About 2:30 in the morning, December 26, 1948. Lisa, 2009. September 3rd, 1995. It was down by the river, exactly in the desert. In the park with my grandson. That's all. Brilliant flash of light. Exploded! Stop. Light just closed the ground and shines and trees and disappear. I looked around and you notice. See if anyone around. See if anyone else can see that. There was no one around. They all saw it too. Mom, Dad saw it. Well, it was just beautiful. There was something calming about it.
Alright, I'm thinking about pausing this. I don't think I'm getting more out of it. I think it's almost over.
It seemed like it was looking for something. Looking for someone. And then it found me. And it found me. Found me. Found me. Found me. It found me.
Alright, is that it? Looks like it is. Let's put it back down. Okay, those are not very good drawings. What I mean by that is they're kind of scary. Fun. Alright, what is this? What happened at... Oops, sorry, I'm moving around. What happened at fruition? Swap where? Home wind may be dead. More seeds, pairs scattered throughout the universe. Why scattering? 4 species met. Heart superposition. Heart connected. Path open when mature. Find planets with similar atmospheres. Swap. Seed pair. Tree from seed. Heart looks like it's underneath the tree. Picture of the seed up there. Alright, what is this? My brother, small and nice, sings constantly and noisy as a rock concert. If only he would be quiet. What else do we have over here? We got some notes. Oh wow, that's gonna be rough to read. Alright, this looks like these are just notes describing what has happened so far. Alright. Special description. It's talking about the aliens, so I guess I should read this. Mofang. Through ambassador seeds, the Mofang were the first non-human species humans were introduced to. And Liang was the first to call the aliens a Mofang, impressed with their advanced ability to imitate our sounds, movements, and mannerisms. Although they have a name for themselves, their language is mostly unpronounceable by humans. As a result, and because of their mimicry abilities, communication with the Mofang is primarily accomplished by their learning human languages rather than humans learning to speak Mofang. They have been able to learn almost every human language represented in Hunrath, enough to provide functional, if rudimentary, communication. The Mofang basic external morphology is remarkably humanoid. Bilateral, symmetrical tetrapods, bipedal, head with anterior facial features, mouth, eyes, nostrils. Other external features include minimal body hair and raised dorsal protrusions. Constitution is somewhat frail due apparently to their thin and lightweight internal structure, but internal investigation has not been possible. They have ample cranial space to account for a substantial brain, and their intelligence is impressive, and as evidenced by their advanced technology. Oh, wow. We have aliens. Aerial. After a certain level of maturity and health of the tree, a passage opened at its base. The passage allowed contact with 2 additional species. The first contact was with the area. The first contact revealed the area Aurea, I'm not sure how to say that, to be large beetle-like insects we were unable to communicate directly with them in any way, but they appeared to have some rudimentary level of intelligence. It was Lauren Toth who first made the journey through the heart to Kaptar and named both the New World and the inhabitants. The RI have three distinctive variants. They have come to be referred to as barnacle, beetle, and polyarch. Although their morphology is dramatically different from humans, their internal systems, like all of our neighbors, are supported by similar atmospheric compositions and basic nutrition. In the barnacle stage, the RI are completely immobile. The RI stay in this egg-like development state seamlessly indefinitely. In order to hatch, they must be in proximity of a polyarch and fertilized by the beetle after a certain stage of maturity. The beetles are the eyes and ears, hands and feet, with only minimal nervous systems of their own. They are essentially the sensory extensions of the immobile polyarchs. They are able to execute simple commands, but apparently have very little in the way of individual sentience. Oh wow. That looks like a praying mantis getting ready to eat my face. The aerial polyarchs are the intelligence and consciousness of the species. Although it was obvious that there was intelligence behind the species, it wasn't until Caroline Farley began spending large amounts of time in close proximity that deeper communication began. With a room nearby, Farley was the first to communicate non-verbally and learn much about the species, including some historical information. The RI species survived in the world while several other sentient species came and went. Among them, an ancient species who formed a deeper relationship with the RI, carving temples and dwellings for them in the rocks, and later a more recent species that took over much of their homeworld. This later species was especially adept at mechanical construction, using it mostly to capture and process large flying creatures, using the beetles as bait. Okay, I guess that's the other form. Violene. The final species to be discovered was the Violene. The Violene have been communicating with the RI for many years through ambassador seeds, but became part of the large community very shortly after the RI. With a large and imposing frame and a form of communication based on complex multi-voice low-frequency rumble, the initial introduction were intimidating. After several attempts, Amelia Vidal was able to begin some rudimentary communication and began visiting the Violene in Moray, which she named. On a regular basis. She discovered a complex and amazing society that was able to use the technology in unexpected ways. They had the ability to quickly transform their world using extruded structures based on some form of complex miniature substrate material. Not sure what that is. Unlike the other worlds, the Violene sphere is scoped out of a Violene resentment group that was preparing to set off into space to find a new homeworld. This was their way of life, to put themselves into stasis and scatter themselves throughout the stars. As mentioned previously, their appearance is imposing. Standing about 9 feet tall with a distinct reptilian resemblance, they have 6 limbs, 2 muscular legs and arms, and a smaller set of arms. They control every aspect of their technology with their vocalization, but over the years, they have created control panels based on the number system that allows other species to easily access elements of their technology. Okay, that is kind of weird looking. And that's all of that notebook. What's on the other notebook? Hopefully not as much. Alright, communication, talking with our neighbors. We take communication for granted even with the varied languages we find here on Hunrath, but when we suddenly find ourselves among other intelligent species who don't share our culture, history, DNA, or vocal cords, it requires a huge amount of effort for the beginning of rudimentary chatting. This quick overview will set the stage for what to expect when communicating with our neighbors. Mofang were the first non-humans we met, with at least some level of similar physical vocal generating abilities. They picked up human words quickly. This early mimicking, yeah, we've got that with the other one. Vilene have presented a particular communication challenge. For what we can gather, they produce sounds using two large reed-like, I'm not sure if that's a V or an R, structure inside opposite sides of their head. The vibrations generated are channeled to resonate chambers in their skull, where they are combined into a complex low-frequency dual tone. The low-frequency bitonal sounds are not only hard for humans to hear and resolve, but impossible for us to mimic. And the Vilene hearing is also oriented toward low frequency, so they are unable to hear most of sounds associated with human speech. Therefore, communicating with the Vilene has relied on technology. They have adapted consoles which the Vilene frequency control with vocalization for use by other species. Okay. Alright, I don't want to spend too much time here because while we've been doing is reading stuff. Seems kind of necessary right now to figure out where we need to go next, but seed information. Oh man, Farley was the gatherer of information. Ambassador seeds were first documented about 150 Earth years ago. They occurred about once every 400 days if the tree remains healthy. Natural seed swaps occurred between pairs of seeds that we now know drop simultaneously from healthy trees and paired spheres. When each seed was touched by species and spheres, that the swap occurred, sending an ambassador from each sphere to the paired sphere. Location of the swap is... Alright, collector seeds, that's what we saw. Mother seeds. Postulated by unverified, first suggested by Alima Hamsa, the notion of mother seeds extrapolates the behavior. It's hard to read this because it's emulating pencil. Alright, anyway, so she posited that the process that actually created the paired spheres was similar to another swap but on a much grander scale. The idea is that two seeds from a mother tree were scattered on the galactic winds to find appropriate similar environments. When matches were found, some processes were triggered. Alright, so yeah, we kind of get the gist of that. Alright, what else is there for me to discover here? Anything? Another backer reward. I wasn't a backer, I'm sorry. Did we read this? Oh yeah, this is the check-in book. We saw this. Alright, guess there's not much else we can do here. Unless this is a switch. If it's a switch, I can't click it. Alright, so I kind of want to go out and see the area that was circled on the map, which would be the area right inside this building, maybe? Or next to the building? I'm going to head back and read some more of those. We're going to try this door again just in case something we did triggered it to open, but I doubt it. Alright, so I'm going to head back to the main area and read some of those notes, because there was a note that said almost like an order of things you had to do things. I can't jump down. Why not? Let me jump. Jump up and get down. Alrighty. Heading back to the base camp. I'm kind of worried now that I'm going to run into one of those aliens and they're not going to be friendly. You said the Mofang's attack, so yeah. Still understand these beams yet. That's alright. I'm sure eventually we will. Alright, where were these notes? Loud humming noise. Okay, not this, because this is just talking about some other process. So it's one of these. Wait, what is that blue button? Alright, so this is a list that, this is kind of what I was thinking, because it's lock tree gate, lock Farley's house, but it's not really saying what I need to do. See how we click the button?
Alright, now move around. Why are you so nervous? This is just good.
Okay, now what? Okay, that's enough.
Alright? Where you are careful.
What did you do? Are the Mofang just giving you something?
Yes, the play. Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
Alright, so the Mofang were giving these people things, and they didn't think that for a second there could be anything nefarious there. I'm not sure that that's the best way of going about things, but alright. Inner canyon, Farley's house, center of town, tree, water source, waterfall, membrane, da, 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 da. That's the list I think I was talking about, but I don't think I can get to the seeds yet. I think that was talking about these. Any other buttons I can press? Oh, what's this? Okay. I've moved the blue beam to the bottom. Let's go see what I did. What I do? What did I do? I don't know. I could have broke everything. Oh, that buggy looking thing moved down. Okay. So now this is over here. What was once up there is now over here. Yowza. Can I drive it? Oh yeah, we can get in it. Okay. Let's see. We're going on a ride. Going, but we're going on a ride. I wonder if this beam will break the rocks that are in the way. Alright, let's turn on the beam again. God is bright, I can't see a thing. And it didn't do anything. Out we go. Alright, so this is definitely a puzzle we gotta solve. So, I think we're gonna end the episode now, and when we come back, we will work on solving this puzzle in the next episode. It sounds like a good plan. It seems to be about time to end the episode anyways. Don't want to go too long. So, alright, as usual, show your support by clicking like and subscribe. Until next video, take care. Bye-bye now. Static Buzz, out.